Okay, so by the way, if you don't know, Brandon Rios is officially a free agent. He is what 33, 3-1 with 24 KOs. The only time he's been stopped was by an unlikely Tim Bradley. Now, I feel that he really didn't take boxing serious at the time. If you don't know, it seemed like him and Robert Garcia was very close, and maybe they still are. I don't know. We never heard anything of them having like a falling out, but now he's not with Robert Garcia anymore. I'm wondering if anybody can let me know, like, who is he training with? But come November the 7th, right now it is 9:08 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, October the 31st. Happy Halloween. 2016 on T Street Controversy. This is T Street Controversy Live. I cover every single major fight live. It's been literally almost a year, and by the time he steps into the ring, it'll be over a year. Now, one thing Brandon Rios is pretty much known for is having a good chin, and some people say he is pretty much a punching bag, but that really means you're a tough ass son of a bitch. No disrespect. But when it comes to Victor Ortiz, he's on the other end of the spectrum, there's like where do I start? Do we start, with the Marcos McDonald quit? Do we start with the Mayweather headbutt? Or how about when Jose Lopez broke his jaw? Or Luis Collazo made him quit and he turned his self around and he put his ass up in the air. Or do we talk about when he got knocked out by Andre Berto? So it's people want to see Victor Ortiz fights, but people throwing chicken bones and one dude had a box, right? It was a pizza box, it looked like. But then it had a container in it that had all these chicken bones. And people throwing chicken bones and shit at him. It's like, people will ride for him and say, okay, yeah, Ortiz is back. And how old is Victor Ortiz? Let me check real quick. They say Ortiz is back. And then he go do some old, some what people say are like bitch ass shit. For example, he's 31-6-2 with 5 KOs. And like I said, I've already named them. Those 5 KOs was on some shit. And he's got 24 KOs. Victor Ortiz. Let me type this in so you can hear this. Brandon Rios. Let me type this shit in so you can hear this. And it used to be cool. Where's it at? Where is it at? Brandon Rios did this interview on some show somewhere. I remember I covered it a while ago. It's on his channel where he was talking about how
he's dressing up like Victor, going to practice, wanting to train like Victor, looking at him, wearing the bandanas like how he does at practice. I see all the little kids doing it, and they always ask Victor all kinds of questions, hanging around with them. And so, yeah, I think he is a good role model too. I'm just a typical guy, just living it up, just trying to, work my butt off. Besides boxing, I like to do a lot of stuff, like with friends. I like to play basketball a lot.
That's not the one I was looking
to
for.
Drive around.
This one you got to listen to this one. That wasn't the one I was looking for. This is the one I was looking for.
And look, I know you've been asked this a million times over. Victor Ortiz, a Brandon Rios Victor Ortiz fight would probably be one of the biggest non-title fights out there.
That's true, man. It could be like that because of the fact that it's been going on for a while, and everybody knows that we hate each other. We hate each other, like literally hate each other. So I think it'll be a big one.
Can I rewind you here a little bit? You say you hate each other, and everyone knows it. At one time, you guys were friends. You guys were training partners. You guys came from the same place, the same gym, had the same training partners, the same coaches, and yet there was a massive falling out.
That's what I'm confused too. We grew up together. I knew this guy since he was 8. I used to go to his house. I know his whole family and everything. But I think it all happened when he came over here.
Listen.
That was cool. I didn't know nothing about him anymore because when he left Garden at the age 15, and then all of a sudden I met up with him at the Olympics, and Robert grabbed me to bring me down here to
Robert Garcia
bring me down here to California, and I moved in with Robert in his house where Victor was also living, and then after that, it was just little by little jealousy. I don't know why though.
Have you and Victor ever tried to hash it out? Have you guys ever had a conversation?
I don't think we'll be able to have that conversation at this point and at this moment. No, the stuff that he had done.
What did he do to you?
to me, he had gotten people to come after us, after me and Robert. Actually, he was having people call my phone, making threats and everything. You can't better keep Victor Ortiz's name out your mouth, this and that. One day, I was showing up to my girlfriend's at that time. She's my wife now, but I was showing up to her house, and then I parked in the driveway. All of a sudden, I seen a truck pull behind me, stop right away. And it was the same guy that had been calling me and threatening me because I seen him before. So he parked behind me, and then he jumped out. He pointed a pistol at me, and I took off running. And then my wife came out the house.
Victor
And
Ortiz
so
got
she
goons?
tried to run back inside the house to call the cops, but she slipped and she cracked her head open. So ever since then, it's like, dude, come on, man. You want me to respect you? You want me to talk to you and be your friend after this incident? Come on.
And you're confident that Victor Ortiz was kind of the mastermind behind it.
I'm 100% confident. Not only I'm confident, we seen him in act. Not only I did, but Robert has seen him in act. We're all confident. We all know it's him.
Technically,
It's
he
not
just
what
kind
I
of ran it.
suspect or nothing. I know it's him. Dude, I think he should just give it up boxing.
Why is that?
Come on, he got dropped. He got stopped in 2 rounds. His last fight. He don't have a chin no more, man. He's just doing it for money.
You think he's been through too many wars?
Not being too many wars. He just don't have the heart.
The no heart.
He just have no heart.
Those are strong words right there.
He have no heart.
And so you're pretty confident if you guys got in a
I'll make
scrap,
him quit.
you make him quit.
I'll make him quit at the press conference.
How do we make this fight happen, for God's
They
sake?
need to make it happen. If they want to make it happen.
Damn, you said I'd make him quit at the press conference. But, you know, when I first heard this, I was cracking the fuck up. But, you know, technically, Rios kind of snitched a little bit, I guess, you know, but he ain't found no charges. But still, you know, he said Victor Ortiz said the Sicario. He said the Sicario after him. Dude pulled out the ratchet, pointed at him. Victor Ortiz, Rios was like, man, fuck you. Started running, started hoofing it. But yeah, you know, I mean, I think that Brandon Rios is right. You know, Victor Ortiz can get hard, can hit hard, and he does have skill. But once you hit him in his face, once you hit him in the face, yo, something like clicks in him, like where he just starts having nightmares of like a previous life where somebody fucking, you know, did some old shit, maybe fucking cut his jaw off or something. Something happened. Something traumatic happened because once he gets hit, I think he just, sometimes it looks like to me, and you can't never doubt, you know, but sometimes it looks like to me that he be faking. I'm not saying he is, but I be like, yo, he look like he can continue, but he just be looking like, no, I'm not getting up. Like when it came to the Luis Collazo, it looked like he can get up. When it came to the Andre Berto, it looked like he was cool. Even when it came to the Mayweather, you know, it looked like he just said, fuck this fight, I'm gonna get this money and sold it. Even though it was clean, he got hit by clean shots by Mayweather. You know, so I'm just saying. You know, but we can never forget that fight he had with Andre Berto, the first one, which made pretty much Victor Ortiz what he is today, kind of. You know, because he wouldn't have got that Mayweather fight without that. Remember, you know, I don't want to talk about Berto, but remember, Berto was the gatekeeper to Mayweather until he finally got the fight. You know? So, oh, this is what the fuck I'm supposed to show you, and this happened today. So, and this happened today. Where's it at? Here we go. Play it on the TV. Come on, hurry up. This is what happened today.
Rios, wait, let's get the contrast going. I'm able to make it happen. You call me out, let's do it. That's not the contract. Don't really touch anything you made. I don't know how I just take that ass and beat that ass. So, don't worry. The fight's gonna happen. Victor Ortiz, you're ready to beat your ass.
Okay, so basically, if you don't know, go to my Instagram. The link is right down below in the description box. Victor Ortiz and Brandon Rios both pretty much called out each other. Victor Ortiz is under Al Heyman. Al Heyman hasn't signed a fighter in quite some time, but yet Richard Schaefer is back. That's another video I got to do maybe tomorrow or later on, you know, in the week, where it is heavily rumored, and I'm pretty much somewhat positive that Mikey Garcia has signed with Richard Schaefer's Ringstar Sports. And if Brandon Rios was to fight Victor Ortiz, Brandon Rios would fight under Ringstar Sports, even and Victor Ortiz being signed to Al Heyman. But I don't see Al Heyman signing signing Brandon Rios. But yet the point I'm trying to make is the fight can very well happen. It's a fight that nothing politically is standing in the way in any way, shape, or form, unless one of them say, well, I want this amount of money. But that's a fight, even though Victor Ortiz be on some bitch shit, and even though people say, Brandon Rios is a punching bag, that would be a good ass fight. Because one or two things is gonna happen. Either Victor Ortiz is gonna get knocked out, or Brandon Rios is gonna get his face smashed in for 12 rounds. I don't see Victor Ortiz stopping Brandon Rios. I just think that Timothy Bradley kind of not to be disrespectful, but I think that Timothy Bradley kind of lucked up on a Brandon Rios that really didn't give a fuck anymore, and he was already pissed off. But as far as him leaving Top Rank treated Brandon Rios good in my personal opinion. But what happened was a lot of these fighters that wasn't with PBC was seen at PBC money. But yeah, Brandon Rios should have never got that Pacquiao fight. He was making good money. He made like well over $1 million for 3, 4, 5 Top Rank fights. Something like that. Maybe correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, I want to see it happen. Go to my Instagram page where I'm updating you guys on boxing. I did like a whole bunch of shit today. And I got a whole bunch of equipment coming, so it's going to be here all on the 2nd. Right now it's the 31st, so I had to fucking move all this shit down. I got to take all this shit down. But yeah, we're back, pumping out videos consistently. I'm T-Street Controversy. The microphone is not even working, not yet. But I'm T-Street Controversy. This is T-Street Controversy Live of FightView360.com. And I cover every single major fight live.